Hi students, in the last video we have learned about word and phrase. In this video we will study about clause and sentence. Let's see. Here is the definition of a clause. A clause is a sentence which is a part of a longer sentence. It always has a finite verb, but it has no independent existence. That means even though it has a finite verb, it has to depend, the one clause has to depend on the other clause. A clause is divided into two parts, that is independent and the dependent part. Independent clause which gives you meaningful idea, and dependent which gives you meaningful idea but it has to depend on the independent clause to make it complete. I have prepared a flow chart for you people. Here you can see clause divided into two parts, independent and dependent. Independent also known as main clause and dependent subordinate clause. Main clause always gives you meaningful sentence. At the same time, the subordinate clause does not convey or it needs an help of the independent clause. Words that begin subordinate clauses. It's very easy to identify the independent clause. Then how to identify a subordinate clause? These are the main words. These are the words which are mostly used to connect the subordinate and the independent clause. You will find these words mainly in the subordinate part as a subordinate conjunction. The first part is linking words and the second part is the relative pronouns. So if you find these words in any of the part, the former or the later, it is a subordinate clause. Let us understand with some examples. Example 1. She couldn't come because she was ill. You can see I have divided the sentence into two parts by putting red color in the first part and the second part in the purple color. In between you can see a word because. I have underlined the word because is the connecting word between the two sentences. She could not come and she was ill. So if you read the first part, she could not come, so the sentence is complete and meaningful. But at the same time, when you read the second part, the later part, because she was ill, so many question arises in the mind that what happened if she was ill. So the answer to that question is she could not come. So here it is very clear, the first part is complete, but at the same time the second part beginning with because is incomplete. It has to depend on the first or the former part. The second example, I gave him the book which he needed. You can see the first part in red color and the second part in the purple color, and the connecting word which is used here. When I read the first part, only the first part, I gave him the book, so it is complete, it is meaningful. But at the same time, when I read the second sentence, he needed, so question arises in the mind, what did he need? So the answer again is the book. So which he needed, which is the connecting or the linking word between these two sentences. So he needed a book, so the subordinate clause has to depend on the independent clause. Moving on to our third example. Third example is totally different from the first and the second example. You can see the first part is in purple color and the later part in the red color. In the first part, the word before is underlined as that is the linking word between the two sentences. Again, when I read the first part, before you go to bed. So question again arises in the mind, what should I do before I go to bed? So the answer is, you have to complete your homework. So I hope children you understood that the subordinate clause has to depend on the independent clause to make it complete, and there is always a linking word. It shows the hint that it is a subordinate clause. So this point is very clear to you children. There is a linking word or a subordinate conjunction in the dependent clause. So in short, you can always say that a clause is always attached to another clause. Students, here I have put few questions to test yourself. I hope by now it's very clear to you. Now you will be easily able to understand the main clause and the subordinate clause. Try to find out the answer. Now let us move on to our next part, that is sentence. What is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words which makes complete sense. So what this sentence actually define? Here I have put an example. Cricket every day play I. So you can see children, it is not arranged in proper way, and the second thing, when you read it, you cannot find a meaningful thought or idea. It is totally improper. That means only putting a word in a sentence cannot give you a meaningful sentence or a sense. You have to arrange it according to the parts of the speech. We have learned earlier the different parts of speech, and that is to be put in a grammatical order to give you a meaningful sentence. So from the above example, it is clear that this is not a sentence, but it is only a group of words. Now, to make it more clear, I have rearranged this group of words, and let's see what happened. I play cricket every day. Now this sounds great, isn't it? So children, only a group of words can't make a sense. You have to arrange each word in the sentence in the grammatical order to give you a meaningful sentence or a meaningful idea. So I hope this part is clear to you. key points. These are the key points. When you try to complete your worksheet, children, you can see the key points and you can try it for yourself. Phrase: no subject and verb combination and does not convey any meaning. When put alone. Close, divided into two parts, independent and dependent clause. What is independent? Giving complete meaning. At the same time, dependent has to get the help of the independent clause to convey its meaning. A linking. You can see dependent clause always have a linking word or conjunction. Here is the worksheet, children. If you have the book, write the answer in the book, and if you don't have, take a notebook and write the answers. I'll be giving the answers of all the tests which I have given in the video in my next video. Till then, goodbye.